So today version 1.7.29 of Starfield came out, and they said they fixed a few things for performance and stability. So I decided now was as good a time as ever to go through every single major exploit and glitch in the game to see, do they still work in the latest patch? The first exploit I'm going to look at is the one I just recently posted about, the 2.6 million credits per hour glitch. So for this one, we have to go to New Atlantis. We need any melee weapon. We need to take it out and know how to block with it. If you jump and move forward while blocking, when you land, it will teleport you forward. So to do this one, you just need your left foot to land on this weird seam that I'm looking at down there. And if you do that correctly, it's the easiest way to consistently get this. And by consistently, I mean like 1 out of 10 times or something like that. Which is really hard to see with this weird bug I have right now where there's like mist glowing around me, but the thing is we just keep trying this, try to get our left foot to land on the seam, and if it's still working, it should pop us through at some point. And there we go. Wow, okay, I got it that fast. Alright, so this one still works, but let's just double check the chest. So there's a chest over here. If I can stop banging my head. And it has 72,000 credits. Alright, that is good. We're going to test if it's still resettable, because before it's waiting 24 hours did not reset it. Instead, you would have to go to Venus or a similar planet that has a very slow spin, and then go to either an outpost or your own ship and then sit down. So once we get here, we're going to find somewhere to sit down or lay down. You're going to wait for 6 local hours here, which is 600 universal time hours, which is the minimum you need to reset that shop at least before. We'll see if it still works on the latest patch. So after waiting 600 universal hours in one sitting, I'm going to come back here. We're going to try this again. Try to get my left foot on that seam and see if we can get through the wall again, and then check that box, see if it refreshed. Okay, so after getting through the wall, the credits are back, so that still works. Alright, so this glitch is still good in 1.7.29. Let's check if it can still be done at the commercial district the old way, the more reliable way for people who struggle with that glitch through the wall I just did. So for here, we're just going to run down to the end of this walkway, and there should be an area on the left we can go up and get through a wall. Okay, so once you get back here, there's going to be this plant. You can get up on it, and then you can boost back up to here, and let's see if they fix this wall or not. They did not, so we can still go here and then turn around and go back that way and find our way over to the spaceport. Also, we can steal from Jemison Mercantile and stuff too. Alright, so this one still works, so both those versions of that work in 1.7.29. Next up is the 20,000 XP per minute exploit, the one that I found personally that everyone copied the hell out of. So we're going to go to Narion for this one, and going to go to Andraphon. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to find the seam between the mountains and the craters. So we find craters, mountains, and pick it up, put it down over and over again until we get really close to the border. So still mountains, still mountains, still mountains. There's craters. Move it back a little. Still craters. Move it back a little. Craters. Still craters. So right around here somewhere. And then we'll land and see if we got the split biome still. I'm assuming we can still get split biomes, but that's what we need to do this exploit. Or at least the easiest way to do this exploit. So now we'll come into here, take a look around, and see if we got a split biome or not. And it looks like we did not, unless it's hidden behind that mountain. So if that happens, you just gotta try again. Find mountains, find craters, and then find the border between the two. Somewhere right around here, and then travel there and keep doing this. Okay, so now I'm in craters, and I see mountains nearby. So I'm gonna go run over to the seam between the two biomes. Once we get here to the seam, open up the scanner. Bottom left outpost is R on keyboard. And we're gonna run around here. It shows the resources at the top left. We're gonna try to find an area that has aluminum and iron in the same outpost. After a 5-minute run, I seem to have found a spot, so we're going to check it out. Once you do that, you're going to go over to the Extractors tab at the bottom, press toggle view, which is V. We're going to take a look at the aluminum spawn, wherever it may be. Ah, there it is. I'm going to reposition this. We'll see. And then the iron is over there. So yeah, this is definitely a reposition. If that happens, you're going to want to pick this back up. And then you're going to want to move it over, say, over here maybe. And then let's take a look at that a second time. All right, now we got the aluminum in there way better, and we've got the iron in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put down these extractors. If you need the resources, just go to Jemison Mercantile or UC Distributions back in New Atlantis. I'm just going to throw down, say, 5 of these for now. And then we're going to go to the aluminum, and we're going to throw down, ideally, 5 of these just to match the 2. So let's see, get another one in right there somewhere, or back here, I guess. Alright, so then what we do is we put down a bunch of solar arrays now so we can power it. You can see the power at the bottom right. Then after that, we need storage for this. So I have a new method for this, is put down one solid storage between all of them, like that, and then one over here. And then we're also going to take 2 strips here for organization purposes. We're going to put one like this, and we're going to put one like this. And then if it says you can't do it, it means the elevation is wrong for the next one. So you can keep playing around to try to find an area where you're going downhill instead of going up into a hill. And once you have something like this, you're going to take all your extractors and connect them to the box that you put near them like this. Then you're going to take that box and connect it to one of the other storage boxes. And then you're going to connect that storage box to the others. The buttons for this are at the bottom, says create output link. So whatever that is on Xbox or PC, whatever you've set to. Then you're going to go to the other side with the aluminum, and you're going to do the exact same thing. Once you have that set up, do not connect the 2 rows. Leave the 2 rows separate. And now you're pretty much ready to do the 20,000 XP farm. Now go to the crafting tab of the build menu, put down an industrial workbench. And then also you need either a bench or a sleeping bag or just something to sit in. The sleeping bag's faster and it'll give you a well-rested buff, I think. So ideally you want to plan it like this, where the local hour, 1 hour, is 5 hours of time, because the universal time is what extractors work based off of. So go to the sleeping bag and sit for 24 hours, sleep for 24 hours. Once you've slept, all the storage containers should be full like this. And then you can go to the industrial workbench. You can go to the adaptive frame. You can click here on mouse and keyboard, get it lined up so it's the top one, and then just start spamming like this. And doing it like this will get you maybe 10 to 15,000 per minute. If you want the 20,000 per minute mouse and keyboard, you have to go back to your settings and rebind it. Go to settings, bindings, scroll down to the menu navigation and change accept to right click, and then you can spam left click and right click, and that's how you get up to 20,000 XP per minute. If you are on an Xbox, this is also where you can change the D-pad and what it does and change it to like a trigger or something. And then on controller, what you do, it's not going to be as fast as PC, but it's still fast, is you do this, and once it's up here, you spam the right bumper, you hold left on the thumbstick, and you hold right on the D-pad, which is why you want to rebind the D-pad to a trigger. So if you rebind the D-pad to a trigger from the menu navigation of this bindings, then you can hold down like left trigger and right on the left thumbstick, and then also spam right bumper, and then you can fill this up in about 1 second to 99. And so then you can get, you know, 100 XP per second on console, which is like maybe 1/4 as fast as PC or something like that, 1/3 as fast. So that's how to do that. And I can already tell by just doing that, that still works. So that was the XP farm that I found that everyone copied like crazy. But it still works. So we're good on that one. If you guys want to do that, it works in 1.2 or 1.7.29. Also, if this one works, I already can know without testing that my other ones, the 60,000 XP per minute, the 140,000 XP per minute ones, I know for sure that those work too then. Nothing's changed there at all. Also, something that needs to be clarified, that last one is 20,000 per minute. I saw a major YouTube with over 1 million subs trying to claim it was 80,000 per minute, and they were just flat out lying their asses off. It's about 20,000 per minute maximum if you like capitalize on everything correctly. So for the next one, we're going to go to a ship services technician, and we are going to make one hell of a ship, and we're going to test to see if it still works. So I've already made the ship. It's going to be like this. If you want to know how to make this ship, then just check out my Invincible ship design video. It's somewhere in the description of this video. And we're going to see if this thing is still cheating broken. So we're going to go to that ship, and we're going to make it our home ship. So let's go back to that and make it home ship here. Let's see, first off, can it still exist in the world without falling over? Yes, it can. And let's go test if it's still invincible. All right, let's see if we can defeat the entire Crimson Fleet again. We don't need our engine. We'll put everything into the weapon. And it looks to me like we're still, for the most part, invincible here. You gotta be careful not to accidentally tilt into their fire or anything, but yeah, it looks good to me. So yeah, the invincible ship design, yeah, this one still works. You can still destroy the Crimson Fleet and be invincible, or mostly invincible at least, using this ship. For the next one, we're gonna go to the furthest reaches of the solar system, all the way to the right. We're gonna go to any level 75 place, and ideally go to a place that has life like this, because it's more likely to have people and not robots. You're going to land and it'll randomly generate a map, and you're going to try to find a structure, and then you're going to go check it out. Once you find one with pirates like this, you're going to run around killing all the pirates until you encounter a legendary pirate. Once you find a legendary enemy, you'll know because their level has a little badge-like icon underneath of it, and you see the difference between these two. One's just a square, one has that little thing underneath. So once you find one, you're going to kill everything except for the legendary enemy. So we're going to take out this guy, if you'll sit still for a sec. Okay, so now we're going to get it down to where it's just this guy. And we're going to take him down to where he's really low on HP. Ideally, you'll kill any nearby enemies as well, but it's up to you. So you're going to get him to where he's basically one shot. You don't want to accidentally kill him, though. So get him something like that. Then save your game. And then finish him off. See what he has. See if you like it. If he doesn't have anything good, then load your game back to right before you killed him. Now, this only works for legendary enemies. We're going to see if they patched it or not, but I have a feeling they didn't. We'll see. Normal enemies, as far as I'm aware, will have the same loot no matter what. But the legendary enemies will be randomized. Yep, and he has totally different stuff this time. And you can keep doing that till you get something you want, or legendary, whichever comes first, or both. So like right there, a legendary space helmet. So the infinite legendary exploit by exploiting the legendary enemies still works in 1.7.29. For the next one, we're going to head back to Alpha Centauri, and we're going to go to Jemison. Now, we're going to have to go to the frozen mountain biome, and there's some things we need to scan. So you're going to need to scan tufted snow willows and cold cave nettles until they're 100% scanned. And you're going to need, for this exploit, you're going to need, under science, you're going to need botany level 1. Once you have that, you can go around in the frozen plains like this and get ready to put down an outpost. Look at the top left and find one that has argon and water available. Then you put down an outpost, and what you'll do is you'll go to the extractors and you'll zoom out. You'll find the argon. You'll put down a few argon extractors like that, and then you're going to go to the storage and you're going to put a liquid storage there, and then you're going to put some, and a gas storage there actually is what I meant to put. And then put a bunch of gas storages to store the argon. Then you're obviously going to connect the argon extractors to the first one of those storages, connect that storage to the other storages, and connect those storages. Now, you may want to make like 3 times as much as storage as I just made right there, realistically, to do this. Then you're going to put down some water extractors. Water's in the ground here, so you just put them wherever, like this. And you're realistically, depending on how much you want to scale this up, you're going to need a bunch of water extractors, but it's up to you how you want to scale it. After that, just put down a bunch of solar arrays for power. Now I have enough power. So I have that one liquid storage over there. Now I need to make an actual bigger storage for the liquid. I don't need a ton of it, just a little bit of backflow like that. Then you're going to connect all of the water extractors to the first of the liquid storage like this. Then you're going to take that liquid storage and connect it to the other ones like this. And then another trick that I like to do is have another one all by itself, so you remember which one was the last one in the chain. And the reason I have it all organized like that, that's just purely for organizational purposes. You can just have a giant wad of storages. It doesn't really matter. Okay, then you're going to go to greenhouses, and you're going to put down a few greenhouses. So let's put down like 5 of these maybe. You can put them down like this. However, I actually ended up putting 6 of them. Forgot we need an even number of these things. You're going to go to each of them, and for 3 of them, you're going to have them set to metabolic agent. And then for the other 3 of them, you're going to set them to toxins. Once you have that sorted out, you're going to go ahead and connect the water to all of the greenhouses like this. Then you're going to make 2 separate storages for the end products. You can organize them the new way, the old way, any way you want to organize them. I'm going to organize them like that and then make 2 different rows. I'm going to have the connector, then go to the end rows like this. Then it's got to connect the metabolic agent greenhouses to this one, like this. And then connect the toxin greenhouses to this one, like that. Then connect the toxin one over to here, and connect the metabolic agent one to this, and then make sure to connect the rows like this. And then connect this row like this, and don't crisscross rows, or else you'll cause weird backups in the storage of things. Also check your power again, because if you added some things, you'll need more solar arrays. And then at that point, it should be good to go. So the way this exploit works is we mine up argon gas, store that. We mine up water. We feed the greenhouses with the water. The greenhouses make metabolic agent and toxins. And then once we have all that set up, we can go back to build mode and go back to furniture, set down some kind of place to sit down like a bench, and then head over to that bench and sit down and wait for 24 hours, which is not the greatest amount of time on Jemison. It's only going to be 50 universal time hours, but whatever, just wait 50 universal time hours on Jemison real fast. After the 24 hours is over, everything should be full, so now go back to the build mode, and then go to build mode, go to crafting, and you're going to put down a pharmaceutical lab. You're also going to put down a research lab. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to research pharmaceuticals 1. There's going to be performance enhancement 1. You don't need any skills to get this, you just need 2 argon. If you need these things, go buy from Jemison Mercantile or UC Distributions. Research that, then you can make an amp. Then after that, you're going to go over here with all the stuff we have here, and the same thing that's that other exploit, you're you're going to sit here and you're going to do this for 20,000 XP per minute. You know, something like that. I didn't mean to do that other one, but whatever. So you do that to burn through all your materials. I don't have a lot of storage here. You're supposed to build way bigger storages than that and then wait longer. But that's the concept behind it, and it still works. And then those amps don't weigh very much. So the amps are worth... they're worth like 10 or 15 each to the vendors. And they only weigh 0.1. So if you look at my ship here... I still have, from the one I actually made this video, I have 13,000 amps. And that's worth like 130,000 credits. And that was from a very small cycle of doing this. So it's the same one as the other one. You get the same 20,000 XP per minute. But then you also, if you can get, you'd have to go see my video about it. But you can get 1,000,000 credits per hour if you do it right. If you sell to the correct vendor and do everything a certain way. But main point is, the exploit still works. So we're good on this one. And that about wraps up for this one. Those are all the exploits that I've covered, at least. So if you guys were wondering, do the exploits still work after this patch? I can say with confidence, yes, they still do. And if there's any that I didn't cover, I'm assuming they still work. It looks like whatever they addressed in that patch did not touch any of the major exploits at all that any of us use. So hopefully I helped you out, guys. Hopefully I answered your questions. And also, if you haven't seen the exploits and you wanted to see them, now you've hopefully got an idea how to do each one. If you want to know more about any one of those exploits, just check the description of this video. I have tons of things. I even have 140,000 XP per minute farm. I have all sorts of crazy stuff in there that I figured out. So just feel free to just go through that description and try to find all the links and go watch whatever it is that you want to know more about. But that's it, guys. That's all the current major exploits I'm aware of. They all still work in Starfield 1.7.29.